What's an interesting NSFW fact? A female ferret in heat will literally die if she doesn't have sex. Looks like I gotta go save some lives. If your boss or ours told you that you can't discuss your pay, you can sue your company. Discussing salaries is protected under the National Labor Relations Act of 1935, USA. Truly NSFW. Fact #1. Raccoons can fit in a hole 4 inches wide. Fact #2. Human butt can stretch up to 8 inches without permanent damage. Conclusion. Don't upset raccoons. Edit. Please, stop with the NJ puns. I've thought of rocket going up thin assassin enough. I don't need more. Or do, if that's your thing. Flatworms have 2 male genitalia that they use to fight each other, called male genitalia fencing. The winner stabs and inseminates the loser, who then becomes the female and carries the eggs. Imagine getting male genitalia slapped so hard you become a chick. If you are male and feel cold, but your balls are hanging down, you have a fever. Learned this the other day on here. Now that is some interesting poop there. Cowgirl is the most dangerous sex positions. Hundreds of people go to the doctor every year because their male genitalia snapped or bent in a weird way. What about reverse cowgirl? When Alois Alzheimer first presented his paper about the disease that would later be named after him, one of the most important papers in the history of medicine, no one asked him any follow-up questions or made any comments because they were all paying more attention to the next guy on the agenda, who was giving a talk about compulsive masturbation. Fun fact, there is a memorial sign in his hometown where it is written, Alois Alzheimer, we will never forget you. A blue whale will ejaculate 80 gallons per shot. Apparently several men can lay down inside a whale's female genitalia. That would be an interesting experience. The clitoris is mostly internal. What we can see is just the head, like on a male genitalia. It's shaped like a wishbone and it hugs the female genitalia wall. It grows very slowly throughout a woman's life, internally, that is, which some theorize may be why some older women seem to enjoy sex more. It can reach, again, internally, 3 to 4 inches in length. Some scientists also theorize that the G-spot is adjacent to where the wishbone splits, just on the other side of the female genitalia wall. It is suggested that, for women who don't seem to have a G-spot, they may simply have more distance, more tissue, between the two spots, so it's less sensitive. The more you know. Think kind of makes me wonder what would happen if it were possible to stimulate the whole thing. Either it would be ecstasy for her or massively overstimulating. If sperm were the size of goldfish, one ejaculation would fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool. A gene pool, if you will. Take your arrow. A gorilla's male genitalia is only 1.75 inches when erect. It's fun to tell guys they are hung like a gorilla. This is evil. I love it. Lord Byron would keep pubic hair from woman he slept with as a souvenir. Thanks dear. May I take a lock of your hair to remember you by? Dolphins gang rape a female in the pod. If no female is present, they gang rape the meekest male. Out of any disorder in the DSMV, erectile dysfunction has the highest rate for curability. The highest of all? That seems not true. DSMV is the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. We have some mediocre treatments for your depression, schizophrenia, and panic attacks. We have really good pills for your male genitalia. The black widow spider eats her mate during of after sex. The hungry spider can eat as many as 20 lovers in one day. Rip Bruce Banner. You'd let her eat you. You know you would. After sex, male bees explodes their testicles and die. Whole new meaning to busting a nut. Echidnas have 4-tipped male genitalia. Are they side by side? Like Knuckles? Is it shaped like a copter blade? Could Knuckles fly off by helicoptering his boner and achieve the same lift as Tails? Joanna of Castile, daughter of the exalted monarchs Isabella and Ferdinand, inherited the family's predisposition towards purported madness and depression. Her decline was compounded by her husband's, Philip the Handsome, infidelities, and after his death, she ordered for his decomposing corpse to be exhumed. In a bizarre procession from 1506 to 1509, she went everywhere with his corpse. She refused to comply with her father's orders and remained with her dear dead husband until she was banished to a convent. Charlemagne is another alleged necrophile. She wasn't called Joanna La Loca, Joan the Mad, for nothing. Brazil nuts can be transmitted sexually to someone who has an allergy to them. Wanna fornicate? Can't. I'm allergic. Joseph Goldberger proved that pellagra was a dietary deficiency and not an infectious disease. One of the ways he proved this was by eating the doo-doo of pellagra sufferers. He also conducted some clever, well-controlled experiments, but he also did in fact eat that doo-doo. And then, they eat the poo-poo. It's hard to pee with a boner. Only if you want to pee in the toilet. If you aim at the ceiling is easier. Similarly, if you lean really far forward, you can pee slightly downward without much discomfort. Even if you're sitting on the toilet, just try not to touch the rim/bowl with your wang. That a lot of the time sex, while on our period, will not only feel good, but will help relieve our cramping. I know it's not a lot of people's thing, but it helps a lot. What's the point of having a sword if you don't get it bloody once in a while? Any man dies with a clean sword, I'll rape his corpse. 1. Female pigs have the longest recorded continuous orgasm, some as long as half an hour. 2. Male ducks have long, corkscrew male genitalia to combat female ducks' winding, vast ovarian canal. They can often cause severe, if not fatal, reproductive harm to other bird species via copulation. Ducks will, literally, fornicate other animals to death. Squid kinks were artificially manufactured by the Japanese pornography industry after their government banned the image of reproductive organs coming in contact with each other. So the industry found the most phallic animal part available to them, a squid. According to the Kinsey Institute, the average speed of sperm during ejaculation is 28 miles per hour. So it's illegal to shoot Milo at school? Only when children are present. The female sexual organ produces a fluid that contains a surprising amount of protein. So boys and girls who want to get ripped, in the immortal words of Doja Cat, go to town. But how do I log this in my fitnessPal? Interesting fact, missionary is called missionary because a missionaries used it thinking it was more difficult to get a woman pregnant with her upside down, forcing sperm to swim uphill to the uterus. Doggy style makes it like a slip and slide to get them into the uterus. Seriously, you can improve your chances of conception by changing up your position a bit. If he can get really deep, then he can finish much further up the female genitalia, which gives the sperm a much clearer run into the uterus. Back in the old days they used to think that sex standing up would avoid pregnancy and that you could change position to select the gender of your baby. Male bottlenose dolphins tend to engage in same-sex relations early in life and use the bonds they form to hunt for females as they get older. Me and my uncle can really spot the cougars at a bar. Till we're bottlenose dolphins. For human beings, the head of the male genitalia is designed to be surrounded by mucous membrane, skin that always stays wet. If it's inside a female genitalia or an anus or a mouth, it's surrounded by mucous membrane. If it's not involved in any sexual activity, the head of the male genitalia is tucked inside foreskin, and the inner layer of foreskin is also mucous membrane. If you are circumcised, the head of your male genitalia gets dried out and will develop extra layers of skin in order to protect itself. Like callous tradesman's hands. Delightful. The coronal ridge on the male genitalia evolved to scoop out competing sperm from a woman's female genitalia. Apparently, gangbangs were a thing back in ancient humans. And in order to have your own sperm be the one to fertilize the egg, you had to scoop out all competing sperm that may have been dumped in there before you got there. Edit. For those saying this is a myth, the research was done by Gordon Gallup and Rebecca Birch. They even fornicate a fake female genitalia with various phallus shapes, and the ones with the coronal ridge displace more semen than the others. So, cite counter research or go away, I guess. Dolphins, along with producing by gang rape of a female and raping males for fun, also regularly practice necrophilia. They will use dead fish parts, including other dolphins, and use them to masturbate with. Dolphins are sick creatures, aha. Makes me think of So Long and Thanks for All the Fish, in a totally different way. Having sex in pool/hot tub/bath/whatever can cause internal rupturing and kill you because of the water being forced into the body and the resulting suction when he pulls it back out. I always knew I had a lethal weapon in my pants. If you wanna last longer in bed, but not buy any Viagra, try masturbating about an hour before you intend on having sex. Or if you are unaware, but think you might have sex at some point, masturbate twice several hours before. This does take away some pleasure, but the fact you won't be so eager to finish early will help make the experience more enjoyable and long-lasting. Edit. Results may vary. That most positions in the Kama Sutra are attainable, but you need to be flexible enough. The Kama Sutra also includes philosophical contemplation on when it is right to seduce someone's wife. If you're doing it out of lust, then it is wrong. If you're doing it to anger the husband, so he attacks you in his rage, so you're justified in killing him and seizing his property, then it's morally justified. The longest male genitalia in the animal kingdom is the Argentine lake duck that has a male genitalia twice as long as its body. Biggest male genitalia to body ratio? I'm sure an elephant's male genitalia is bigger than a duck's. If your girlfriend uses a diagram and you are vigorous enough to hit the diagram, then the tip of your male genitalia will deflect to one side or the other, and you'll get blisters on your male genitalia from the friction of the latex and your male genitalia. Yes, first-hand experience. The next few days were not pleasant. Yes, it was still worth it. Oh boy, my time to shine with another whimsical story. So, no poop, there my buddy was, working trudge in an in strolls a gentleman. My buddy the nurse asks him what's wrong. He says that he's having an allergic reaction to myarina. This causes a serious eyebrow raise and my buddy inquired further. The gentleman continues to say that he has red bumps on his male genitalia from where it hits his girlfriend's IUD, and she informed him that this is him having an allergic reaction. Well, time for more questions. Are you sleeping with anyone other than your girlfriend? No, he was not. Is she sleeping with anyone other than you? Absolutely she was not. Spoiler, she was. How long have you two been monogamous? Allegedly, yes. Finally the sense in my buddy and a doctor having to sit this gentleman down and explain that, to be allergic to myarina, he'd have to be allergic to plastic. His ever faithful girlfriend is not so faithful, and has given him VD, and told some gangster ass lie to convince him otherwise. Most lizards and many snakes can change gender from stress or need. If only I could do that. I was trying to make fermented rice water for my hair, and found out that if it over ferments, it really looks like cum. Seems legit. But does it taste like cum? Apparently one of the most dangerous jobs in the world is helping elephants reproduce. When they are in captivity and they need a hand, there's people who need to stimulate and catch the product, so to speak. But elephants ejaculate at approximately 80 m/h, so when you accidentally get hit by the stuff, it's like getting hit by a car, and it can kill you. Imagine getting killed because you were masturbating an elephant and got hit by the cum. For some strange reason my eyes read the bottom paragraph first. Upon ejaculation, the average human male releases enough sperm to inseminate each woman in the United States of America twice. On average, male elephants ejaculate a full US pint of semen. In New Jersey and Rhode Island, incest is legal if they are not married to each other or underage. So that's what's wrong with NJ. Wait, it's legal if they aren't married. So if they got married they can no longer do it? Something like 90% of sperm are not elite egg getters. They used to be thought defective until very recently. Even scientists discovered that most of them are literally warrior sperm meant to battle other men's swimmers in the womb. If you look at them under a microscope, some have barbed heads and other crazy poop to help them kill. Check out the book Sperm Wars by Robin Baker for much more on this. It's like a whole Quidditch team up in there. Joke's on you, my boys are indeed defective. I did a test.
Just wanted to say a big thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate your support. If you haven't already, please smash that subscribe button. If you want to see more from us, click on the screen right now to watch our next video. See you guys soon.